Hello, lovely people. My name is Helen, and it's nice having you again. And thanks for your time for watching this short clip, which I titled Domestic Violence. On today's topic, I'll be talking on domestic violence and the culture. Domestic violence and the culture, and we'll move into the belief system of the people. In other words, I'll be talking on domestic violence, the causes, based on the culture and belief of the people. What is domestic violence? Domestic violence is causing harm to the other fellow. And what is a culture? Culture is the acts and belief of the people. What the people believes in and what they live by is the culture and their beliefs. For an instance, in the culture of the Yorubas, or in the culture of certain people, it is believed that men don't cry. In other words, when a child is born, when the male child is born, they will so train that male child, instilling in that child that men don't cry, in that male child. When that male child cries, for an instance, he has a younger sister, and he cries over a piece of biscuit, over a piece of cake, that male child will be called aside and be told, you don't cry, because men don't cry. When two siblings, little siblings, plays together, they are bound to cross paths, they are bound to cry, they are bound to hurt each other. But they call the male child oftentimes, instilling in him daily, year in, year out, as he keeps growing, that men don't cry. In other words, boys don't cry. In other words, baby boys don't cry. So that when they grow into becoming a boy that don't cry. They grow into a man that does not cry. And the girl child grows up believing she is meant to cry. She is meant to complain. She is meant to do the weaker things, and the culture accepts it. And this male child, because he's been told that boys don't cry, as a result of that, he keeps internalizing his pains. He will keep on internalizing his worries. He will keep on internalizing his emotions. So he has not been allowed to transform. He has not been allowed to translate. He has not been allowed to release his pains, to unleash that which makes him cry. The reason why he cries has not been addressed. You see? So by so doing, when this male child grows up, he hasn't been taught the habits of communicating his pains. He hasn't been taught the habits of releasing his pains. So therefore, when he grows up, having had a wife, having gotten married, and when this wife does anything to him wrongly, because the culture has imbibed into him from the beginning that men are not weak, men don't cry, boys don't cry, and he has not learned the act of telling or saying what hurts him, when this woman now hurts him, because he has not had the habits, the next thing he does is to commit violence. You see slaps rolling in the air, because he has not been taught how to release, how to unleash, how to communicate his fears, his worries, his pains, his concerns. This is how the culture, how they mold the men into becoming domestic violators. You see, so by so doing, the culture, the norms, the beliefs of the people, there is the cause of domestic violence. A man has been taught from the one when he was born that he is a stronger one, is ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. In the part of the world where I come from, they call them ọkùnrin mẹ́ta, ọkùnrin mẹ́ta, ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. This is what they keep hearing all their days, all their years as they grow up. By the time ọkùnrin mẹ́ta grows up, gotten married to a woman who is a fighter, I mean positive fighting woman, who works hard. This is what I mean. A woman who works hard, a woman who knows her left from her right, who knows how to make ends meet, who is not a liability but an asset in her own self. This ọkùnrin mẹ́ta, who has been taught from beginning that it is an ọkùnrin mẹ́ta, who has not had the opportunity to be told that obìnrin gan lè jẹ́ mẹ́ta, in quote and in quote. A woman can be 3 in 1 as well, just as a man can be 3 in 1. He has never been given this belief, this understanding. The belief system has taught him that he is the ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. When he sees a woman now thriving, he now gets intimidated. He now thinks of how to stop this woman. He now thinks of how to pull this woman down. He now thinks of so many things. By so doing, there will be hate, there will be less communication, there will be arguments. And wherever you have arguments, wherever you have less communication, wherever you have hate, violence will take abode. We live there, we dwell there with them. In fact, violence will come with all its generations and live in such a home because the man has allowed it, unfortunately, by the culture. So therefore, the culture is the cause. The belief system is the cause of domestic violence, because these children, they are meant to talk out, they are meant to release, they are meant to voice out their pains, but the culture has told them they shouldn't. By so doing, they internalize, and once they internalize, a man that internalizes is a walking bomb. The day he will unleash, it will be violence, absolute violence, disastrous violence. So therefore, domestic violence is not just the man alone, neither is it the woman alone. The society is the root cause of domestic violence. The society, the belief system, the culture, the people has accepted in the society is the root cause of domestic violence. If a man, for an instance, is stronger than a woman, of course. But I want to remind you that out of the ribs of that man, that woman was made. So therefore, whatever that man can become, that woman can become, and even better. There is a saying that says, what a man can do, a woman can do better. But this same society that says that are telling the men that what a man can do, no woman can do it. And this is what brought about domestic violence. In other words, I have seen instances where a man is telling a woman, these are the things allowed for a woman to do. But my dear ones, my dear viewers, when a manufacturer manufactures a car, for an instance, the manufacturer did not say, oh, this car is for men alone. Neither did the manufacturer say it is for women alone. If you can afford it, you go for it. But some men get intimidated by little things because the culture has told them they are to be on top, accepted. Nobody is arguing with you. But I want you to get this right. And there is room for discussion. After watching this video and you think you want to discuss, you think you have a comment, just put it and let us chat from there. Domestic violence is not the cause, it's not caused by men, neither is it by the women. It is caused by the society we found ourselves, unfortunately. And how can this be stopped? The new generations, the younger generations, having had your children, having had a boy and a girl as children, bring them up the same way. Look after them the same way. What a man can do, a woman can do. Women fight wars and they win. Have you not seen in the Bible when a man cannot even stand the war, he ran to a woman, come and help me. Let us go to the scriptures. When any promise of God has to be fulfilled, it has to be fulfilled through a woman. Abraham, I will make you father of all nations. Through who? Through Isaac. And from whom will Isaac come? From Sarah. Women are useful. Women are not weaker sex, as the society claims us to be. We are womb man. In fact, we carry two in one in us. We carry the man, we carry the woman. That which the man God has not deposited in the man, God, let me put it in us. Let him put it in us, women. I'm not a feminist.